Okay, so good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Betty. I am a registered nurse, a naturopath. I'm the medical director for Akana and the wellness director for the Soul Massage Spa and Infrared Sauna. And so tonight, I want to welcome you to Product Overview with the Wellness Experts. And so we are not going to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about water tonight, but this is going to be a very organic discussion. And due to technical difficulties. And so we're going to, excuse me, talk about water as far as we can. I just mentioned that I found it to be a very was a very deep topic, and there are controversies around the various types of water, the benefits of the various waters, et cetera, et cetera. And so we will reserve some of that conversation for next week. But at this point, we were literally talking about the plastic in water and being found in the waterways, in placental blood, in just everywhere. The fact is that the chemicals in plastic, which are pretty much petrochemicals, are they're leaching into not only the water, but the waterways, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is really causing issues in terms of their finding that these plastics are causing and the byproducts are causing a disruption of our endocrine system. And that can be very, very dangerous. One of the things that I just, excuse me, found out about is, and I haven't finished investigating it, but there was discussion about all of the plastic that we're drinking from, because I mean, that's become the norm. You see everybody walking around with a bottle of water, a plastic bottle of water. You're at the grocery store, you see people with cases and cases of water in plastic bottles. Hold on, let me get some let me get some water. And um and so I mean, even at home, people are drinking water from plastic bottles. And so the exposure to these endocrine and hormone disruptors is really over the top. And one of the discussions that I had started paying attention to, excuse me, was the endocrine disruption, especially in the youth, contributing to gender, I don't know whether to call it confusion or lack of gender identity. Um, I mean, for a long time, for several years now, I've been seeing younger and younger children, experience some identity crises. And one of the things that has crossed my mind is what's really going on here, because I see more and more. I don't know if where you guys live, whether you're noticing this, but younger and younger and more school age kids having identity crises, identity, I don't know, I'm gonna call it confusion, just because for lack of a better word. And so with the endocrine and hormonal disruption of the byproducts of plastic, there has been discussion about that being part of the plan, and that this is intentional. Now, I'm not necessarily your what we call conspiracy theorist, but to me, it looks a little bit shady. Because when you think about it, if you have endocrine disruption in young people, that means that their hormonal levels are all out of whack. And if there are males with lower testosterone and higher estrogen levels, then and females with lower estrogen levels and higher testosterone levels, then where the baby's coming from? Know what I mean? And so I look at it as or I question whether there's there's some kind of conspiracy going on to decrease population. How many times have we heard people talk about it, about decreasing the population? And certainly one way to do that is for people not to have babies, right? So it's just food for thought. Thought I'd throw that out there. So I'm going to investigate that further, as well as some of the other issues around water. And we'll continue with that conversation next week. Comments? No comments? Is there something that you all would like to talk about?
No, looks like we're just winging it tonight.
This is definitely Wing It Night. This is questions and answers and whatever you
So,
all want to talk about. Let's talk.
Dr. Betty.
I see that Elizabeth and Queen Elizabeth is on, and she might remember because I talked with her about it. One of my clients with a skin condition, and you know when his skin was thickening up or had some kind of. Do you remember what the name of that was? I can't remember. You don't. He
Is it psoriasis?
No, it wasn't psoriasis. It was something else. It was like a thickening of the skin. And I have it somewhere in my notes and I can't find it.
Don't remember.
Neither do I. So
and
eczema?
No, it's not eczema. It's
No,
it's
not
another
that.
skin condition, and I think it
Yeah.
starts with a K. But I don't know, and I believe that I see it in my mind because I see the thickened, almost a leathery
Yes, yeah, that's
type
what
of skin, but I can't, let me see if I can look it up real quick.
Is it related to some other disease process?
I don't think so. I do know that he has a kidney issue and he also,
That
right.
sounds like it.
Isn't
Mm.
it scleroderma? Something like that?
say it again.
Scleroderma? Something like that.
Scleroderma. Yeah.
Well, scleroderma is not really a
Mm-mm.
hardening. It's really more of a loss of elasticity
Mm.
of the
And get
skin.
tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Is it hyperkeratosis?
Something like that, Brenda.
Yeah, something similar. I
Yeah.
just can't find it.
hmm.
What I recommended to him was to detox and he did the flat belly.
Oh, good.
So and that did make a difference. But then to go further with it, I didn't know what else to say.
Well, that would be, I would say do a group text with Dr. Eric
Okay.
between yourself and him and Dr. Eric and Sharon, and let them guide you in that regard, because Dr. Eric especially has a plethora of knowledge and experience with a multitude of diseases and conditions,
Mhm.
because he's been doing this for, a good decade or so. And then Sharon is an excellent resource, excellent complementary resource because of her knowledge base in herbs and supplements, nutritional supplements.
Okay.
So that is what I would do even.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, this is a team effort, and so
Yes.
everybody get in where they fit in. And so that we all work together to, get the best results for each and every customer, family member, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes we just have to call in the big guns, And it's not about an ego thing. It's that we all get to learn more when we collaborate like that.
I'll do that. And once I do, I'll come back and let you all
And
know what
share
it
it.
was and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share it with you.
Cool. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Betty.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Dr. Betty. Hi.
I'm here.
It's Steph Taylor. I'm sorry. I just was able to unmute. I'm going back to the plastics, and I've heard Dr. Eric talk about sexual identity confusion. And when you think about this thing with the plastics, and then we've heard too a lot about population control. They say
Exactly.
like the huge catastrophic water. What is the big water thing? Tsunamis and then earthquakes and the like. That some of this stuff can actually have been man-made, man-produced, or kicked off. And there's always talking about and yucking about intentional population control.
Exactly.
And there are definitely groups of people, and you hear them talk about, I can't think of the name of the group, but they're, the people with all the money and everything and the control of what they're doing. And I'm with you. Younger and younger, our children younger and younger, and just all of a sudden, I mean, we've been having babies forever. I mean, of course, you're going to have some irregularities with birth, but not in the percentages of the population that we see today. And so it's got to be something that's going on. God's still making man. He didn't change the formula, you know, or his design. But then if we introduce other things into, you know, our bodies, of course, us as women, everything is plastic now.
Mhm.
They don't go with, you know, glass and bottles. And for safety, you know, it's good not to have to carry glass around a lot.
Mhm.
But then you think about that plastic thing. I am definitely with you that there's more to this than
Mhm.
meets the eye.
Mhm.
But because it's done so subtly, let's call it
Exactly.
subtly,
Mhm.
it's been introduced into our world and it's become a real thing. And
Yep.
then again, you hear, you know, with people, okay, yes, I am very Christian. I believe the word, I believe the Bible. But you know, you have a hard time dealing with people. I could say even my own children, particularly my daughters, you know, well, they were born like this, but why were they born like this? So you have opened up something that gives me more reason to doubt that it's just by chance, and that, you know, God doesn't make mistakes. And I truly believe that he makes no mistakes, but we as men, things happen, and
Yep.
things happen that you know, we're not aware of, and you know, we're kind of allowing to happen, and nobody's asking any questions. Nobody's asking the real questions behind it. So there, I said it. I'm sorry. If anybody wants to rebuttal or anybody wants to text me, I don't have a problem with it. I'm going to stand on the word, and I'm going to stand on the fact that, man, what is going on our whole planet and our entire planet, from the hate, the racism, the violence, everything that's going on, you know, this is all man-made. It didn't just happen by chance.
And
So,
I'm on board with
I
both
guess,
of you ladies. I agree. I agree. Also, heating those plastics in the microwave, heating that styrofoam in the microwave,
Yep.
just drinking out of the plastics, period. Even not just water bottles, just the plastics, period. And Dr. Prince speaks on that too, certain waters. I don't remember what he said the bottle needs to say, but he speaks on that plastic too in the bottled water.
Well, it should say BPA free.
Okay.
Yeah. But all of it does not. And not only that, but you know, when you really look in your cabinets and you look at the items that you use to store food, the Tupperware, the whoever else, McCormick, and on and on and on. Everybody's got, you know, plastic containers. And then you look at, you know, the baggies and the this and the that and the other. And we're just, we become a disposable society. You know, we're in such a hurry to go here and to go there and to do this and do that, that you know, these things have all become oh so convenient. And so, I mean, it's just become a normal part of our everyday lives. And, you know, we don't, for the most part, we don't really think about it. It's like, oh yeah, let me grab this baggie, let me grab this little snack bag here, you know, throw some stuff in it and, you know, and be on my merry way. And unfortunately, many times we don't think about the potential consequences of it, because not much conversation goes into or has gone into what are the potential dangers of these things.
Dr.
Yeah.
Betty, you know, the Food and Drug Administration, you used to see that label very clearly on almost everything that you would purchase.
What
And now,
label is that?
the FDA approved, FDA, certified Food and Drug Administration.
Well, does that mean
But
very much anymore?
I don't wonder, it doesn't mean anything at all, because very rarely now do you find it or you can even see it on anything.
Yep. And well, many of the, I don't know what I'm going to call them, laws, many of the items that were put in place, laws, laws and standards that were put into place to protect us were dis 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 dislodged or disregarded over the past well, how many years was it when your other president was there? He pulled back restrictions from the FDA, from the EPA, and so many of the protections that we had from a variety of behaviors and I don't know, behaviors and I don't even know what the word is. I'll just call them behaviors that many companies had in terms of utilizing high quality standards and various procedures that really protected the public. They're just not there anymore. When it came down to bioengineered, which is the new term for genetically modified, when it came down to foods being bioengineered, the people said, yes, we want to know in terms of labeling and that kind of thing. And did they pay any attention to that? What ended up happening is they said, oh, well, it's volunteer.
Yeah, very briefly,
Exactly.
very briefly.
And so, the organizations that are supposedly have been put in place to protect us, they're not doing such a good job.
Are they even there anymore?
Good question. And even if they are there, who's manning the store?
And who's manning them?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that is, I think that is one of the reasons it's so important for us to be able to uncover as much as we can on our own, do our own due diligence and share that so that we can at least make an informed decision about the things that we use, especially when it comes to ingesting, food, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
The other part is lobbyists and capitalism.
Mhm.
That the money, that's what's driving it. That's what we've got
Period.
going right now.
Period.
It's driving what they care about lying to us means nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Exactly.
They're just as happy of us with us being uninformed
Exactly.
and just go on about our merry way.
Exactly. And they go on about
Yeah.
this, whatever it is they do.
Everything that they do. Yeah.
Yep. So So,
Great conversation, Dr. Betty.
well, thanks. You know what? And I'm usually very careful about who I even express these things to, because I'm really not a conspiracy theorist, but when I see people being censored, and worse, eliminated,
Right. The cancel
what do they call it?
culture.
Unalived.
Huh?
Yeah. Then it really makes me think, it's like, really, what's going on? If this is a democracy and we have freedom of speech, how is it that people are being censored for expressing ideas and questioning the narrative, the acceptable narrative? I mean, I don't get that. I don't get it. So let's move on before I get to something else. Because yeah. Like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I pay attention, and I have some science background. I mean, I'm not the great researcher or, the expert in some things, but I took chemistry, organic, inorganic. I took microbiology and biology and all of those things, and just some things are just not adding up.
What are your thoughts on that Yucca app? Because I have started using that quite a bit.
I use it.
And-
I use it very quiet. I use it at every shopping experience that I have, just to.
And who's behind it? Who and what, and you have information about that?
I don't. I'm trying to think. I really don't. But I do follow EWG, the Environmental Working Group. They put out the
Are
Dirty
they
Dozen.
responsible for that app?
I don't know. And I
Because
never
I
even
was
thought
looking at
about it
them
till you
almost like
said
as
it.
a consumer report. I would consult that for any large
Mhm.
ticketed items. And I
Mhm.
thought, wow, this is absolutely amazing.
It is.
I don't know if they get any feedback, cutbacks, or anything as far as promoting one person's product over another or anything, or they set up like consumer reports.
It appears
Just curious.
well, and I mean, this is just, I'm saying it appears that they operate similar to EWG or Consumer Reports. I can't see, I mean, just from using the app and going into why they rate various products one way or another, seems, from what I can see, it seems quite fair. I mean, I don't really notice
It doesn't seem like they have any bias at all. That's why I was curious as who was behind.
Exactly, because they give you the reasons that they rate things.
Yes.
The items the way that they rate them. And I mean, if you're paying attention, you can certainly see how these things would not be of the highest quality and why. I mean, they explain it to you, they give you the information. And so again, here we're talking about informed consent.
I was shocked when I picked up a bottle. They said, of course, use dressings that you can only see through. And I picked up a bottle of Kraft Italian dressing, which is about as clear as you can get. And the rating was so bad. I think it was like 5 out of 100. I said, OMG, going back to the vinegar, mother, go and put a little.
Right. And so then you look at why is it?
Yes, I did. It was just,
you got sugar, you got what else did it probably have? And high fructose corn syrup
Additive.
and other additives, carrageen and this, that, and the other. So, I mean, I really think the app stimulates curiosity and also encourages us to look further than the name, brand, you know, and that kind of thing to see what's really going on, how much sodium is in there, what chemicals are in there, because so many things are made with an unbelievable amount of chemicals. You look at those what do they call septic containers, septic packages, you know, that are with the food is placed in to allow them to sit on shelves for however long that is without going bad. I mean, that's not natural. So, you know, I think it I don't know, to me, I think it stimulates a bit more curiosity and encourages one to do their due diligence and not just take people's words for it. Hopefully.
What's the name of the app again, Dr. Betty?
Yucca, Yuka.
and then I have a carrot, so it's easily
Right.
easily to find.
Exactly.
I wanted to just be sure, you know, a little feedback more about it because I was at the grocery store and I actually shared that app with someone else. I feel like it gets something good, you're supposed to share it. So,
Most definitely.
and a lot of people and myself have included, just learned about it recently.
Okay, so the Yucca app is owned by a Paris-based startup founded in 2016 by 3 co-founders. Looks like, I don't know, maybe 2 women and a man, Julie Capone, Benoit Martin, and Francois Martin. So they might be husband and wife. So here's another question. It says, how accurate is the Yucca app? Well, here, of course, it may not be 100% accurate, but it certainly gives you some eye-opening things to consider. And also, I think it stimulates the desire to find healthier alternatives, or to at least be aware that some things in our food, things that we particularly like even, they might taste good, but they might not be good for you. And I think that is one of the best things, because we don't tend to read the labels, but trust me, I read the labels for the cat food that I buy. So, I mean, it behooves.
That's kind of funny because trust me, some people are more, they love their pets more than they love their kids. That's funny.
Well, you know, one of my cats is allergic to chicken. And once I started.
Oh, what was that? Wait a minute, doctor. What's the cat's blood type?
I wish I knew. Okay. I'm wondering if he's a bee, because I'm a bee. But he's allergic to chicken. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but one of the things, so one of the things that I noticed is I'll buy turkey, or I'll buy, you know, beef or whatever cat food, and I wasn't reading the label for, you know, the content. And one day I happened to turn the bag over. I had bought some something turkey. Turned over, there was chicken, chicken, and chicken. I'm like, serious, and that made me really stop to pay attention. And so there are only a few cat foods that I can buy that don't have chicken in them. They put chicken in everything.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead and take over that. You can name me the caregiver for your cat should anything happen, so I can make.
He's got one. Mwah.
Why wouldn't I have known that? I just thought I'd put it out there. No.
Nobody can do it like mommy, okay?
Okay. All righty then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself on that because I'm
Okay. So, yeah, guys. So, I mean, this is, these are some things that we need to consider. And then the other thing that I want you all to really think about and look at, especially in the week we're headed to next week, is, just look up, everybody take a water and look up where it comes from, what the processing is, or how about this? Look up the quality, what is it? Quality and status of your municipal water supply. Check out what contaminants they filter out and what they have to say about the ones that they can't get out. Because it's different for every municipality.
Is that a homework assignment?
Yes, ma'am. That should be an eye-opener for everybody.
We're afraid to find out.
I know, right? But hey, better to know than not to know. And I think that this brings us back to the importance of what we are doing here at Akana. We are trying to save people's lives, and that requires educating people. The more people know and understand, the more informed decisions that they can make. And if we can provide them with truths, then I think people can pretty much take it from there. It at least stimulates inquiry. It stimulates the desire to know more. It stimulates the desire to ask questions about what's really going on, and to not take everything at face value. So I think too that this offers us further insight into the importance, again, of what we are doing here at Akana in terms of understanding blood types, in terms of understanding the phenomenal benefits of the scans if you have them available in your area, and whether you do or not, I think it speaks to the importance of detoxification, because we have not been educated for the most part in ways of cleansing and detoxification. And truth be told, ingredients are being incorporated into the foods that we eat to cause addiction. Being addicted to certain foods and that kind of thing. And here we go again. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but literally I have seen podcasts and listened to people who literally used to work for the FDA and used to work for food companies and what have you. And they confirmed that, yes, indeed, there are ingredients being purposely put in food to make people addicted to them and to make people crave those foods and what have you. So this brings full circle the importance of what we are doing in terms of educating the people, our people, for their protection, for their health, for their ability to level up in terms of their wellness. And I didn't just say their health, I mean wellness, and to provide them with information and options whereby they can sidestep disease, dysfunction, and degeneration and avoid the crisis. So our Flat Belly Lifestyle Cleanse is second to none. I mean, it's curated, it's put together, formulated in a manner by which it offers a offers a whole body cleanse, not just a liver cleanse or a kidney cleanse or some other cleanse, but a whole body cleanse. And so with that being the case, then it allows us to clean up the terrain and make it more inviting, more effective in terms of replacing old, worn out cells, and even in reversing dysfunction, disease, and degeneration that might be taking place in the body. Because again, remember, nothing happens overnight. Any condition or disease that we finally start having symptoms of, well, that's been going on for decades. It's just been brewing in the background. And because our Western model, our Western medical model actually does not sound the alarm in terms of the diagnostics, does not sound the alarm until we're already, at 30% or so in terms of function. Our battery has already run down to 30%, and that is not providing a lot of energy, a lot of energy for the body to be able to rebound from that, especially when you start talking about the pharmaceuticals that are being prescribed, sometimes indiscriminately, which further zaps the body's energy. And so with the knowledge that we're providing, with the excellent products that we're providing, people have more of they have options, number one, they have more education, number two, and they have the means by which they can put a halt to slow down or actually eliminate the dangers and the potential crisis that will ensue if nothing is done. So we got a heck of a job to do, guys. And with the phenomenal products that we have, if people listen to what we have to share, then they'll be a whole heck of a lot farther along. So as Phyllis says, get out there and push. I start out sometimes many times when I'm doing a presentation, telling people, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I'm not here to sell you something, because I am. But what I'm selling, what I'm pushing is self-care. And so, I think that kind of lightens things up, because people always expect us to be selling something. But when, providing them with the information about the products, etc.
Robert did pretty good. Good kid.
Mute, please. Somebody needs to mute.
I got her. Then
I have a question. So
yes, ma'am.
this is kind of off, but somebody asked the question: the Arona berry juice compared to Noonie juice, other than the RX score being high, are the benefits on the same line? Because I never did Noonie juice.
Noni. Oh my gosh. So Noni has its own benefits. It is an antioxidant. Hold on, let me.
Can you mute whoever that is? Because that's very distracting.
Okay, so Noni's benefits, and our superfoods, we have Noni powder in there. So it boosts the immune system. It has antioxidant properties. It has cancer prevention properties. It fights inflammation. It helps to relieve some pain, some properties there. It improves heart health. It helps with blood pressure regulation. It aids in digestion. So, it aids in weight management. And so remember, it's beneficial for the skin. But if you remember, I said that our products are curated and formulated to provide the maximum benefits. And so just like the various cannabinoids, each one even though there are at least 100 that have been identified, each one of them has their own individual focus of benefit. But when you put them all together, it is so much more powerful. You get the entourage effect. Remember that? And so it's the same thing with the numerous ingredients that go into, let's say, the purifier, the rejuvenator, the protein powders, the protein builder, and the like. When you put them all together, you've got a heck of a lineup there. In terms of your question about Noni, yes, those are some. There are more benefits to Noni, but in terms of the antioxidant power as compared to, let's say, the Aronia berry juice, it pales in comparison. Because I think I don't remember specifically, but I remember that on the ORIC scale, Noni was way down here, somewhere in the neighborhood of probably under 1,000. And even standard Aronia berry was at 16. was it 1600 or 16,000, whichever one. But it was way more than 10 times more potent. So, Dr. Raj, you out there? So what's the assignment, guys?
We are to check with our local water department and see the quality of our water and
Right.
what's not in it. Something
Right.
like that.
Right.
Closer
What are the contaminants? What are
contaminants.
the contaminants that they get out and which ones can't they get? You'll be surprised. You'll be really, really surprised. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your participation tonight. Dr.
Thank
Raj,
you so much, Dr. Betty. Great as always.
I appreciate that.